Hey, this is Ryan Pledger with Infinite Hunt Outdoors, and coming to you today here in Ohio to give you a gear tutorial for a week-long hunting trip that I take each year. And so this is just the gear I take on a week-long hunting trip here in Ohio. This hunting trip is specifically a gun hunting trip. So if it was a bow hunting trip, of course I'd have my bow and take that with me, but this one specifically is for gun. Just to give you a little background here in Ohio, the gun season is general gun is a total of 9 days in Ohio. It's a 1 week straight gun hunting and then a 2-day weekend a few weeks later. And outside of muzzleloader, 2-day, I believe it's a 2-day muzzleloader. That's it for Ohio. And so because of that, I take a week off of work and go hunting for that entire week there. And so might rearrange that here in the next couple years for that, but this is what I do as of right now. So here's the gear that I bring for our trip. Now, to give you a little bit about why I use this specific gear, we have been blessed to have a cabin that friends of ours own down in southern Ohio, and right next to about 40,000 acres of public and also knock on door private that I have permission to hunt on. And honestly, it comes to this, adapting. It's an hour and a half away to get there. And so once I found out that they had offered and said, hey, anytime you're down here, you can stay in our cabin and be able to stay there, you and your family or whatever. I decided, okay, so if this is going to be where I'm going to be at, then I need to adapt to that. I already have public land, plenty of public land over here, but it's honestly a lot easier to hunt private because there's not people on there constantly, and especially if the landowner says you're the only hunter, then you know you got it made in that. So I started knocking on doors in those areas trying to find some private land, and ended up finding 2 different private lands that I have permission to hunt, about 300 acres or so. They have permission to hunt and untouched stuff. And so I've taken a lot of deer off of those two properties there, and also in some public. And so this is just the gear for that. So we have a cabin to stay in, so I'm not sleeping outside. I'm not packing for a tent. I always keep a tent in my vehicle that I use to be able to have just in case, but I don't usually bring that on this trip. And so this is just that. So we have electricity. We do not have plumbing. We have to get creative with the plumbing in the restroom situation. But we do have electricity, have heat and AC in there. And so beds, things like that, set up as a cabin for a hunting cabin. So it's really nice. But anyways, we'll get into the gear here in a minute. This is everything that I would bring. Everything is in its individual totes and organized in that, and different things that I bring. Now, none of what I'm going to talk about has to do with my personal clothes throughout the day. That stuff just gets packed, thrown in a backpack, things like that. It's not going to go over what food items I bring, being that we have a cabin, we have electricity, we have microwaves, we have Instapots, we have a little skillet to cook on, we have a little refrigerator. So we're able to just bring leftovers and pre-cook it, bring it up there, and have it ready to go and stuff. So I'm not going to go over that. This specifically has to do with what I use for hunting. And so we're going to get into the video. All right, this is some of the gear that I take on a week-long hunting trip. And so kind of go over this here real quick. We'll start right here. This is the water jug that I bring. I used to have a whole bunch of individual gallon jugs, like milk jugs, things like that. And then I decided, $20, go and buy this. One jug will last me almost the whole trip there. And so I just take that with me. I have a cooler right here that I have to put any meat in from deer meat, things like that when I get it. Just so I can keep it. It's about an hour and a half drive down there, and so I don't want to have to come back and forth here. And so the idea is to be able to quarter it up, not process it completely, but just quarter it up, put it in here on ice and there. And if it's cold outside, I can almost leave this in the vehicle and never have to even worry about it spoiling. And so it's really, really awesome for that. So a good sized cooler here. There, I believe it's a 100 quart cooler, and so it's supposed to hold ice for 5 days. I guess we'll see. And Wichita, Kansas, and my brother's from Kansas there with Infinite Hunt Outdoors. So there, but anyways, got that there. And this right here is my kind of gear box. Move this my gearbox here. In here I have flashlights there, some different types of flashlights here. Let's use the restroom in the woods. Snips and saw here. Ton of different knives, things like that I use on the trip and can never have enough. I mean, you start trying to process a deer and you realize your blade is dull. It kind of, you know, ruins the purpose there. Two different calls. This right here is just a grunt call. This here is an extinguisher. I've never really used, I haven't used it a lot yet, but it has a fawn, doe, and buck all in one. And so that's that there. My aider, which needs to actually go over here in another tote, but we'll keep it right there. It's my two-step aider that I use, and I actually, going up the tree, I put it on the bottom step, climb up to the stick. Once I get on the stick, I pull it off, put it on the next stick, and that way sometimes I only have to bring 2 climbing sticks in the wood with me, just less weight and easier to handle on the profile and stuff as you're going in. My binos, which I'm wanting to upgrade hopefully this next year. These are just Amazon binos that I got. They've done pretty good. I haven't, you know, don't really use them a lot. Vinyl harness here, Vortex vinyl harness, and with that in here, rattling bag. And take that with me. Easier than carrying antlers in. Some extra rope here. Let's see. Feet warmers, hand warmers. I have a whole nother bag of hand warmers that I will use with that. And here's some scent wipes here that I keep with me to be able to wipe down things, gear, even myself. I don't have water at the cabin, so I've used these here full body bathing wipes there to kind of try to keep myself clean, especially if you get out there and start sweating. There, batteries and flashlights, some scent spray, some gear ties down here, soap, bars of soap, deodorant, some extra blades for one of my knives there, toilet paper, got that, and carabiner here, some more hand wipes there, some doe urine in there. Don't use that this time of the year. The rut's basically over, so don't even worry about that. So this is everything in this container that I take, and again, this is not, you know, everything I take. It's just a portion of it. And so I'm just going to stick all this stuff back in here, and we will keep going. So everything just kind of fits in there, and close this. This is my, I guess they call them kill kits. Just has my knife in it, has trash bag, some paracord, flashlight, drag there, and that's basically it. VersaLink in there, and so that basically all just stays here, and I'll show you something else about me getting a deer out of the woods. But this is my pack I just need to keep with me if I'm going to drag out a deer. This pack here, I took an old hiking bag. We've had this since, Jared probably would have remembered this, but we've had this, I think, since we were teenagers or even before that. What I did is I stripped it down. And went out. I went to Amazon for like 15 bucks and bought this Molly pouch. Pad or layer or whatever you want to call it. It has the clips on it for the bottom, and then has a clip on the top, and then also these straps here. There's like 4 of them in a pack for 8 bucks, I think. And what I did is stripped everything down, and I have the bag in there, and I would literally quarter up the deer, pack it away in the trash bag, put it on here, strap it to the pack, take these extra straps, strap it around to make sure it's you know, good and tight, and everything is put together, and then I would be able to haul it out. One place I hunt, there's nowhere you're gonna go where there's flat land. It's all up mountains, down mountains, and so to have something like that is great for that. All right, go ahead and show you this while I'm right here. This is the gun I'm using this year. Other than that, I've used just a single shot 12 gauge that I have, New England firearm, that we've had since before we were, you know, 4 or 5 years old, maybe. I think it was when Dad got it, or maybe 8 years old. Dad got that gun, and we've had that, and that's what I've killed a lot of my deer with. But this year, I'm going to switch to this pump here. The reason is Ohio is a straight-walled cartridge. Gun laws, you know, what's illegal and what's not illegal to hunt with during gun season. They don't have a rifle. 30-06, 30-30, 270, none of those things are legal in Ohio to hunt deer with. They have to be a straight-walled cartridge. So anything like a shotgun, 350 Legend, 450 Bushmaster, et cetera, those things like that. So this here, the other shotgun I had, I'm only comfortable shooting that for, you know, up to, you know, 30 yards with a smooth barrel. That slug just starts dropping. And so I went to one of the locals places here and got this for $250, I believe, brand new. And I almost bought one at a used store for the same price, and then realized that they were brand new for $250. And it's a deer rifled barrel. Pump holds can hold up to 5 rounds. Of course, we only use 3 here during deer season. But I'm looking forward to using this here, and they can shoot. A rifled shotgun can shoot, you know, depending on how you have it set up for your sights and stuff, it can shoot pretty far compared to just a smooth barrel. So I mean, it's, you know, 150 yards if you have a scope set up on it. I have iron sights, so maybe 50 to 75 is all I'm gonna probably be comfortable with. That. And so if I was bow hunting, this is what I would be bringing. This is my Matthews bow there that I got for Christmas this last year, and my wife got it used. It's about a $1,500 bow. She got it for around $500, and there, and got my arrow set up on it. I used the Carnivore Black Eagle arrows, and I used the Exodus arrowheads on that, and then I used the Nocturnal lighted nocks on the end of that. And so I like it. I think it's a good setup, and enjoy that there. All right. This tote is kind of like a catch-all tote right now. I don't really have a lot that's in here. The important things, my coffee maker, gotta have that. Gotta have the coffee maker. Extra trash bag in here. Downwind scent powder. I use milkweed though. Some extra batteries, poncho. I don't use face paint, but someone got it for me, so I'll keep it in there. Phone charger, extension cord. That glove's not supposed to be in there. Let's see, a gun stand for shooting. I had a problem last year, just myself, issues with missing deer because I wasn't steady enough. So I figured I'm going to grab one of those. That way I don't have that issue again this year. And there you go. That, just some extra stuff, just thrown in the bottom there. Packs, little pad to sit on. It's not my preferred one, but it is a pad. If I take the boys out, they can use that. See, over here is my saddle hunting gear, my backpack that I use. Tethered actually just released a new backpack that I was looking at last night that I really like, and probably gonna try to get it this coming off season. Some more knives there for processing. This is that knife that I have that has the extra blades. Those extra blades just slide right on there. It's really nice knife, very sharp. Some just extra stuff in here. Just went hunting the other day, so I've got GoPro stuff in here. All right, so we'll look at that there. Back inside here, I have my tethered Predator platform, and there I did a review on this here a few weeks ago, and so you can kind of look at that there and see about that. I love it. This has been a game changer for me when it comes to hunting, especially in areas that you can't just put up a stand and leave it there for a long time without someone stealing it. So this was a big game changer for me there. So there's that. My Phantom Elite saddle here with First Light there, and so I love using this here. This has been really nice this year. I have my knee pads here, all my gear. I did a whole gear review on that, so you can look that on our YouTube page. Here's my Skeletor climbing sticks here, and a lot of times I only need to take 2 with me into the woods, so that's really nice. Just lighter getting into the woods. So this back, and let me see, my rangefinder in here. I got my release in here, part of my ghillie suits in here. Took this out with the boys yesterday, squirrel hunting, so have that also. All right, so that's it for this pack. This thing basically just, all that stays in here is all of my saddle hunting gear, backpack, things like that. That all just stays in this tote. All right, this tote here, not going to go through, but I keep all of my hunting clothes in here, hunting orange, my vests, full jumpsuit there for the winter, socks, hunting socks, things like that, some extra stuff, even my clothes that I'll wear to go retrieve a deer. If sometimes I'll come out of the woods to get stuff to go back and retrieve a deer that I killed, and I'll change clothes so I don't get it all over my nice hunting clothes. Nice Walmart, you know, for me it's Walmart clothes, but my hunting clothes there. And so I wash all that stuff. I put it into this tote. I do not get the expensive scent-free detergent that they have, hunting brands, things like that. I'd watched a YouTube video. I'd used it in the past. I watched a YouTube video of a well-experienced hunter that's killed multiple and hundreds of deer, multiple mature deer, and he said that he doesn't use all that stuff because it's just expensive, and so he uses a regular scent-free detergent from your local grocery store, and so I started using that. So a whole lot easier. It's like $12 and it could do 100 and something loads, unlike the little one that gets you through maybe 1 season. And so I use that for this. This is not scent lock. This is not, nothing in there is scent lock. This is not a scent lock tote. It's not an ozone tote. It's not a vacuum sealed tote. It's not any of that fancy expensive stuff. I can't afford it yet, at least right now. Maybe later down the road I'll invest in getting a nice set of hunting clothes, but that's not what I have. So all that stuff gets washed. My boots are in there. I have 2 different boots that I bring with me. They're both rubber hide boots. One is a insulated, more winterized boot. The other one's a more mid-season, early season boot that I can wear. And I bring both of them with me because like this next week, it's gonna be 30 degrees in the morning and 50-something degrees in the afternoon. That way I have everything I need. So everything in there is washed, ready to go. So I'm not gonna go through it individually, but I have my hunter's orange in there, multiple winter vests, lightweight stuff, insulated pants, things like that. All that stuff is inside there. Gloves, everything ready to go. Okay. This last tote here, I'm gonna go through this, just some camp gear. Here is one of my processing kits, many of my processing kits and knives that I have. And let me see, I have pads to sit on, a pair of rattling antlers that my brother probably doesn't know I have. Got these in Florida when found these, I think, when we were teenagers in Florida, and I've had them since, so sorry dear, I have those. In here I have some bungee cords, some ratchet straps to be able to, you know, if I need to put stuff on top of my car, whether it's a deer or my totes to haul it because I have something else in the vehicle, then I can do that. This is just a cheap seat to sit on if I choose to use it. I honestly have used that thing maybe twice. Inside here I've got some white trash bags, toilet paper, deer hoist. Let me see, the hoist rope, some waterproof pants and jackets, some rope, black trash bags, tarp, extension cords, some extra batteries, and that's basically everything in this tote. So this is all the stuff that I bring with me on a week-long trip. It's not a lot. It's nowhere near fancy. It's nowhere near top of the line. You know, you don't have to spend a whole lot of money to be able to hunt. When I came up here to Ohio, I didn't have a place to hunt, had nowhere to go, and I literally just put on whatever camo maybe I had, an orange vest, and grab my single shot 12 gauge and would go hunting once or twice a year in a season. That was it. I only had 1 or 2 days that I would go. And now I'm able to do what I'm doing 5 years later. And I want to do more there and enjoy it. I love it there, but this is not all stuff that I've purchased. The only thing in here that I've purchased this year is that deer hoist. Everything else in here I've had this since I was in college. Graduated in 2014. I probably got it in 2012, I believe. I've had it since 2012, so almost 10 years I've had that. And a lot of this stuff I've had for multiple seasons. So it doesn't, you don't have to go out and blow out a whole bunch of money to hunt. This gear here, the most expensive thing that I have here is my saddle hunting gear. Everything else here I've had for multiple seasons. Even the scent stuff in there. I've had that scent stuff, same scent spray for 1 or 2 seasons. And you don't have to blow a whole bunch of money to be able to hunt. You just accumulate after so many years. You accumulate, you take care of your stuff, you don't abuse your stuff, and eventually you have a great setup to where you can go out for a week and have everything you need and be comfortable. The first times that I went out hunting, I didn't know where I was going, didn't know what the deer were doing, never even scouted, just kind of walked in the woods and hoped to see a deer. And so now I'm able to do what I do, and I absolutely enjoy it. And so this is the review of the gear that I bring on a week-long hunting trip. Again, this doesn't include my food that I bring, doesn't include my personal clothes, things like that. Any of my electronic stuff doesn't include any of that. This is just the simple hunting stuff gear that I bring. Again, we do all of our own processing, my family and I, and so we're enjoying that. We're learning a lot, and so we'll probably bring you some videos on that maybe. This concludes our video, and hear about my gear review of what I bring on a week-long hunting trip. And I know it's not flashy. I know it's not super in depth there, and honestly, everything that I have is not super in depth in itself. It's honestly very simple. It's just things that you may need on a trip. Some things I don't never use. I just have them because I know as soon as I take them out of that pack, I'm going to need them. So, but this is all my gear. Again, this is, this is accumulative over the last 5 years of hunting here in Ohio. And none of this stuff I just purchased this year. Kind of the fun thing about hunting is finding out what you like, what you want, and putting all of it together, and just organizing it the way you want it, finding out what fits you, what works for you, and putting it together and just kind of enjoying that part of it. And then when you succeed, it makes it even a whole much better, because what you did worked, what you planned worked. And so this is the gear review here of what I bring. Again, this is not anything that I personal stuff that I bring. This is just deer hunting stuff there. So hopefully this week we'll have some videos for you with some deer kills this week, and hopefully be able to do that. And looking forward to it. We will be doing a video eventually on deer processing. I got to find the right time to do that. I don't know if it'll be this season or next season. But we'll be doing a video on that. My family and I, we do not pay to get it processed. My goal is to always as cheap as possible. We already spend fuel money going out hunting. I already spend, whatever I need for the season doing that. If I had to update gear, I got to do that. You got the tag and the hunting license costs. All those different things come into play, and gear breaks, you have to go out and repurchase stuff. So I try to, it's $150 to have one deer processed, and that's just not money I have just sitting around. So we learned to do it ourselves. It's a little bit of an investment, but I think in the long run it'll be a fun thing to do. Hence I have that table that I'm still working on. It's been a little cold, so I don't have heat in the garage. I didn't want to be out here trying to work on that table in the winter. And so, but we'll get it done, and hopefully by next season at least we'll be processing our first deer on our processing table. So looking forward to it. Hope you enjoyed the video there. You say, where do you get all your gear at? Lowe's, Walmart, Tractor Supply, Sam's Club, Amazon, and sometimes the local hunting store. Nothing super fancy, just stuff that gets the job done. So always had meat every year. God's blessed us, and we've always had meat in the freezer. So we're not gonna care to really change a whole lot there, but just enjoy it and teach the kids and help them grow and learn this area and have a good time with it. All right. If you have not yet liked or subscribed our YouTube channel or share our YouTube channel and get other people to look at it. None of the stuff that we do or are going to do is preset. It's not going to be, the only video you see is the one where we're killing that huge buck. That's not going to be the only video you see. There's going to be failed hunts. There's going to be hunts where we made the mistake, hunts where it just didn't work out, hunts where we missed. There's going to just be hunts like that's part of the realness of hunting. To think that every time you go out, you're going to be successful. You're fooling yourself. And you're going to be very discouraged too if you think that's what's going to happen. And there's going to be a lot of things that come into play. It all has to work together. And so the videos we do are going to be as realistic as they are. Just some normal, everyday people hunting and enjoying the outdoors in every area, from fishing to hunting to deer, duck, dove, turkey, whatever it may be, squirrel. We just enjoy it. And so this is real life stuff. This is not put on. This is not, I don't put on makeup before I come out here and do all this. This is just in my garage, as you can see, and just trying to bring you content, things that might be a help to you and encourage you to keep trying. You fail, just keep trying. And you'll be successful. You'll learn mistakes. A lot of things I know now, I've made mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake. And so that's pretty much what it is. So just like and subscribe our video, and hopefully I have more stuff for you here soon.